I'm the 73?
Good evening and welcome to Monsignor McClancy Memorial High School's High Class Senior Night. Let's start our festivities for our seniors. First up, Rafael Bob, number 73, forward. Versatile player for the Crusaders for 4 years.
Next up, Dominic Pizarro, number 00, center. Outstanding playmaker and elite goal scorer. Always gives 100% and never gives up during the game. Next, Brett Osis, number 20, defense. Outstanding two-way player for our team for 4 years and also an alternate captain. Whatever you think.
Last up, Nick DiVittorio Jr., number 13, team captain. Ladies and gentlemen, our round of applause for the class of 2026.
Can I go this way?
All right, welcome on in to the McClancy Crusaders Senior Night here at World Ice Arena. They'll be taking on the St. Peter's Eagles in a Catholic High School Hockey League showdown in Flushing Meadows. Just had the Senior Night celebration. We're going to have a long look in at warm-ups here as the Eagles have taken the ice in their white sweaters, the Crusaders in their black jerseys, ready for this Senior Night showdown. And so enjoy a little royalty-free music here as we have an extended look in at the warm-up period. We'll be back right here on Midnight Sports after this. right, the warm-up period continuing here at World Ice. These players just about ready to get rolling. We've still got about 100 seconds left to go until puck drop of period 1. And as we said at the top of the broadcast, it's a special night for 4 seniors here at World Ice Arena. It's the Crusaders celebrating those seniors. It was Bizarro, DiVittorio, Olsis, and Bond who were honored in the pregame ceremony, and so we'll keep a special eye on them during this broadcast. It's McClancy coming in with a 5-7 record in the Varsity A division in the Catholic High School Hockey League, looking to avenge an earlier season loss to the St. Peter's Eagles. And so we'll see if the sentiment from senior night can carry over to the win column for the home team. The team from Queens out here on home ice in Flushing Meadows Park. Still 30 seconds left to go on this warm-up period. Hope to be joined at some point by Ralph on the mic as a color commentator. He's out there amongst the people taking some important senior night pictures, and so if we can steal them for even a period on this broadcast, we will. But again, this is a Catholic High School Hockey League showdown, and it will be the Crusaders against the Eagles. And all the decorations are out and about here tonight as the senior family's having a little bit of fun with it. And so we'll get ready to get rolling here in just a moment. There goes the buzzer for the warm-up period. We're expecting 3 hotly contested periods of hockey here, 15 minutes a pop. The teams will switch sides in the middle frame as they always do. But there's nothing like families cheering on their seniors here tonight, and we are so happy to be a part of it. And we're happy you're tuning in as well to be a part of it from home. Or if you're watching from the future, hello from the past. This one will live on YouTube. Feel free to check back as much as you want. All right, just a little last-minute strategy after the ceremony on the ice. And so the Crusaders gather around their net, the Eagles around their bench, to try and sort things out before period 1's puck drop. But as we said, so excited to have you here with us. Can't wait to get the action going. There was a little speed skating on the rink just before the Crusaders took the ice after the Zamboni cut it. And so perhaps the Crusaders trying to get off to a hot start here tonight on senior night in their all-black uniforms. They'll break the huddle first, and now the Eagles get ready as well. Puck's just being picked up at the Crusaders' net. And we'll see who the Crusaders throw over the boards first. You'd expect some number of seniors to be on the ice here for puck drop in period 1. And we'll keep you updated, of course, as soon as those players do come over the boards. A special night, regardless of how this one ends up on the ice, celebrating 4 years of Crusaders hockey for these players tonight. And so our congratulations from the broadcast booth to them for making it to senior year, and candidly, with the college application environment, surviving the application season and still playing hockey all the while. All right, the last-minute strategy continues at the Crusaders bench. Maybe a special message there from the bench onto the ice. The huddle now broken, and we should be ready to get rolling here momentarily. This will be Holses at the dot, backed up by DiVittorio and Bizarro. And now Bizarro with a couple of words to his centerman. And we are just about ready to get rolling. Rolling we are. Bond out there on the wing as well. Onward we play. Pouring forward is Bizarro into the offensive zone. Shot and save. Just 10 seconds into this one. DiVittorio reaches for it. Bizarro, no-look shot and score! just like that. Bizarro on the board, no look shot. It was his second of the period, just 15 seconds in. And oh boy, the Crusaders up 1-0 in the early going here. Like to welcome our Biz to the mic. How we doing?
Hello, Colin. Hello, Midnight Sports. Hello to all our viewers online. Happy to be here. Senior night from Monsignor McClancy with a great opening goal by none other than one of the seniors, 0-0, Dominic Bizarro. I'm doing good despite terrible parking conditions out there, Colin.
Truly, the snow making things difficult outside so that you can get inside. But the Crusaders have had no problem starting this one off. Early 1-0 lead against a team that took it to them in the early season of the Catholic High School Hockey League. It's now the Crusaders dumping in and giving chase as DiVittorio stands by at the near point. And it was Bond on the forecheck. Here come the Eagles back in the other direction. But Bond again able to delay the Eagles breakout. And they'll have to recycle, will the visitors, near side of the ice. On the backhand, they dump in. Giving chase is Bizarro, joined by DiVittorio. Bizarro will go up the strong side and work that puck up and out through a Crusaders stick. Eagles take back over just a minute and a half into this one. And it is the Crusaders trying to keep that puck in the zone as the cheering picks up from World Ice just a little bit. Reaching for it was Ulsis, and coming on in are the Eagles into the low slot, but it was DiVittorio. Quick stick to push that puck to the outside. Watch out, puck in the low slot once again. Shot, and getting a glove on it was Prosinski as the puck comes in, able to gobble it up down low. The big 7-3. Ralph, how about this start to the game, just a minute and 52 in?
I'm guessing there was some pre-game popcorn chicken consumption right before the game, Colin, because they are flying, no pun intended.
Absolutely buzzing around this ice in the early going. Going to be hard to keep that up for 45 minutes, but I bet these seniors are going to give it a try.
I think so. They're looking good. They're definitely motivated. I mean, it's senior night. They want to make an impression. There's a lot of people here watching them, so it's an exciting time, and I feel good for them. It's a team that's been working hard all season, and these seniors, they get to go out there and compete, but also have a little fun, for their last few months here in their season.
Absolutely. No time like the present for these seniors. And so it is the Crusaders trying to dig that out of the near defensive corner. Bizarro wings it all the way over to the far side of the ice. Eagles dump in once more. Eagles now top of the far circle. They'll come for the slot, then walk the blue line. Look out on the forehand, trying to pick a pass. Can't find it because it was good work by Bizarro and Bond, two of the seniors out there, to cut down passing and shooting lanes. Eagles with a lot of zone time here. That's a save once more from the man between the pipes, Prosinski. And the Eagles come away with it. Top of the slot. Shot block down low by Boras. And it will be the Eagles having to reset in the neutral zone. Here comes St. Peter's once more into the offensive end. They're going to be upended there as Boras takes his man out. But this time judged to be on the wrong side of the law. Looks like it's going to be a 2-minute minor to the Crusaders. Up a goal, Ralph, in the early going, but now down a man for the next 2 minutes on the tripping call.
Yeah, we hope that this doesn't take away some of the Crusaders' momentum here. It was a good push forward, but he draws the penalty, and we'll see what we'll see how McClancy responds here.
Yeah, Eagles trying to tilt the ice in the last 30 seconds or so, rewarded with the man advantage here in the early going. But it's been the Crusaders up to the task thus far. Just 3 minutes and 15 seconds into this one. St. Peter's comes away with the puck, but only so far, as Bizarro is going to send that all the way down and on frame. And the Eagles will reset and pour right back through the neutral zone. A 4-on-2 developing for the visitors here as they enter the offensive end. They curl behind the net, pushed wide. Again, it's that man Bizarro, the goal scorer, who was able to prevent any chance at first. Top of the near circle, all the way across for the one-timer. That one misses everybody. Comes to the curved wall on the near side, up to the near point. It's St. Peter's just trying to dump in once more and set up shop on this man advantage, which they have for the next minute and 20 seconds. And now the Crusaders able to get that up and out of the zone. And this will be Chirichella able to try on the forecheck to force the early pass. It's DiVittorio absolutely decleating people out there on the move out of the zone, but the Eagles come right back inside of the cage. Shutting that one down is Brzezinski. Eagles get it back through the slot. DiVittorio all over his man there. Deflected puck up to the near side of the ice. Stays in the offensive zone. Walking in now are the Eagles. Bizarro across for cover. And the Eagles throw it to the far side of the ice. They'll line up again. Another shot saved. It's Brzezinski who says no once more. And now the Crusaders look to try and get it out through the stick of Bizarro. He sends it up strong side. All the way down it goes. The Eagles will have to reset all the way in their own end. 10:15 left to go here in the first. Half a minute left to go on the man advantage for the Eagles. They pour right back in. All over the skater there is DiVittorio. And that shot comes inside of the cage. They're saying it was a nice save by Brzezinski as that puck got caught under the equipment. And they find it in the blue paint. And how about that? 16 left to go there, Ralph, on the man advantage. 10:01 left to go in the first. What have you liked from the penalty kill thus far from the Crusaders?
Well, I'll tell you what I like the most, not just from the penalty kill. It's the goaltender from McClancy, Brzezinski. He has been really sharp there between the pipes. And the best part, you can see he's a lot more confident now than maybe for the beginning of the season. Definitely tighter in net. He made some good saves, and he's one of the biggest reasons why the Eagles here are still at 0.
Well, absolutely. You know, they say your goalie's got to be your penalty killer out there, and that's exactly what's happened so far. But here come the Eagles. No commentators curse, please, as the Eagles cycle all the way through. Another save from Brzezinski. And this will be the Eagles setting up, but we're back to 5-on-5 hockey here as the puck comes up to the near point. Dumped in once more by St. Peter's. They try to get to work at even strength. The Crusaders able to softly toss that out. It was a good play there from McClancy to get that puck up and out of trouble. And it's McClancy trying to send that back in once more, but the St. Peter's momentum carries it 2-on-2 into the offensive zone. St. Peter's tries to go toward the slot, cut out by the Crusaders. And with 9:10 left to go in the first, St. Peter's again has to reset. And hounding a skater there is the senior Olses as St. Peter's tries the far side of the ice. They'll spill the puck all the way into the offensive end and cycle it back up to this near point. There's no truth to the rumor that St. Peter's knows to keep it on the near side of the ice so they won't be on camera. It's just the stairwell here at World Ice, as I'm sure everybody's familiar with, that bumps out, makes it hard to see. But instead, the shot comes in. It's saved once more by Brzezinski. And the Eagles have to reset. They do all the way into the offensive end on a line change. The Eagles keep the zone with some speed. They shoot in, and getting across is Brzezinski. Oh boy, it was a 5-bell save there as that puck sat for what felt like a lifetime in the blue paint. But the man between the pipes, old 7-3, able to cut out the threat. And onward we play here with the Crusaders, able to get that off the Zamboni doors on out. And all the way down it goes. It goes for an icing, but I'm not sure, Ralph, McClancy's going to care for the break in play. They'll be happy.
Yeah, it's definitely a good break right now. St. Peter's doing a good job cycling the puck, putting pressure, getting to the net, getting bodies to the net, getting shots to the goalie. Brzezinski's doing a great job, definitely earning his chicken fingers, but
without a doubt, a little more popcorn chicken, please, in that direction, maybe at intermission.
Yeah.
Right now, it's the Crusaders trying to get this puck up and out off the icing. Turning is DiVittorio back on the ice behind his net. He'll cycle it to himself off the back of his own cage. Works it up for Bizarro, who's able to flick it on and into the offensive end out of his cage. Is the St. Peter's man to work that puck up quickly. We'll keep an eye on that. That's some aggressive goalie play and a good one by the Eagles as they try to cycle it over to the near side. St. Peter's has it at the top of the slot. The shooting gallery continues here in the McClancy end, but it was a deflected shot that didn't quite make it through, and so St. Peter's tries to reset once more. Players lost sight of that puck at first. McClancy able to get that up and out. Look out, it's Bizarro in a foot race with the netminder for St. Peter's, who had a head start on that one, was able to flick it all the way down. So turning is DiVittorio in his own end. He's going to work that over to Buras, and Buras tries to work it up strong side, able to work it up to the point, not out just yet, but now it's Bizarro all the way into the offensive end, shot in, swiped aside by the St. Peter's man, and so onward we play. It's Bizarro, side of the cage, trying to get by a man there, picks up the puck and turns in the corner, throws it up near side of the ice, takes a deflection up to the point, and St. Peter's with 6:45 left to go in the first, able to clear the zone, stalking into the offensive end. Good stick work there by the Crusaders to keep the threat out. It's Bond able to work that puck all the way across. He gets spilled, but he had to release the stick of the Eagles man, and so onward we play as St. Peter's comes inside of the cage, calling for it in front were the Eagles. No passing lane there as DiVittorio had gotten across. Eagles still with possession of the puck. Bizarro on a nice back check. Stick lifts his man. Eagles dump on in. It's St. Peter's trying to work that puck deeper, but it's going to roll to Bizarro. He will stop, delay, curl around, and a nifty pass there all the way over to Corso. The Eagles will have to reset in the neutral zone. They do. Shoot in, screen shot up into the netting on a deflection. We get another stoppage in play here. 5:57 left to go in the first, and we can take a little breath here up in the broadcast booth. Ralph, how was it down on ice level for senior night?
It was wonderful. I almost slipped, but I did well. Was able to. It's just really nice to take some photos of the family members, the parents, with the players. Again, everybody really happy and excited. So good to see. Good thing to capture on our end. Just happy to be here.
Just a nice moment for those seniors and their families, which you might be underselling it a little bit. You are part of those families.
Oh, I try. But big shout out to all the parents. If anybody's watching now and has a child in hockey or any youth sports for that matter, it's a huge commitment by the families, the coaches, the extended family members, the money, and everything else that goes into it, Colin.
That's right. The finish line is not free.
No, sir.
But this will be DiVittorio coming back in the other direction. He goes around one man and two, reaches for it, still gets the shot off. And St. Peter's able to cover that one up. It looked like that puck was just a little too far in front of DiVittorio, but somehow he got the backhand of his blade on it and put it on net. It ended up being a nice save from the St. Peter's netminder because you just don't know where that puck's going to end up.
It's always good to take a chance no matter what. Even if it's not the perfect shot that you want, just get something off, get something to the goalie, maybe a rebound.
Absolutely. It's DiVittorio following your advice, Ralph, and throwing that one in. It ended up being a nice save by St. Peter's once more. 5 minutes even left to go as the Eagles try to reset in their own end. They work it up far side of the ice, up and out of the zone. DiVittorio wasn't biting, though, on the clever play from the Eagles, so the Eagles take their time through the neutral zone and then have to leave the offensive end. DiVittorio right on the puck once more, gets it back, works it up by the transparent boards, but it's the Eagles pouring forward once more, trying to set something up back post. DiVittorio not having it, and so St. Peter's has to just dump it into that far corner. St. Peter's curls with it there, puck comes around to the backside, shot and scored. Well, a little bit unfortunate and against the run of play there, as it was McClancy in the offensive end for the last minute or so, but St. Peter's able to find that pass all the way across the offensive zone and tap it in the back of the net, and all of a sudden we've got a 1-1 hockey game here at World Ice. 4:25 left to go in the first.
And despite my bias, 1-1 is the correct score right now, Colin. I mean, Brzezinski was doing a whole lot the whole period. He kept a lot of shots out. In this particular case, he got stretched out a little bit, and St. Peter's was able to finish.
Yeah, McClancy fans probably don't want to take a look right now at the expected goals statistic because Brzezinski had been keeping a whole bunch out and did the same there as Bizarro in a hugely veteran move goes right behind his netminder to make sure the officials couldn't see any puck that had leaked across the end line. And of course it hadn't because Brzezinski had made the save, but always got to keep your netminder clean.
Definitely, and no camera over there, so.
That's exactly. I don't think they're going to send that one to Toronto.
No, we're not going to Toronto.
Oh, that one took a deflection on the way in, and it was a screen shot and scored. It's the Eagles now flipping the script here, and all of a sudden a 1-0 hockey game is a 2-1 game in favor of the visitors. And a little restlessness now from the fans in the stands as the murmur goes up here on senior night. They want to see, well, a crooked number from the Crusaders on the scoreboard. And that crooked number would tie things up. And so we'll see in the ensuing face-off what McClancy may have here in terms of pushback.
McClancy's definitely going to have to put the pressure on a little bit, at least try to get some more shots on net, but more importantly, maybe keep the play out of their zone a little bit. Hopefully Brzezinski stays mentally solid right now, shakes off these 2 goals because he's been playing great and can keep the score accordingly.
Well, that's Pizarro carrying it into the offensive end on an aggressive forecheck all the way across, looking for the one-timer was CHSHL. And instead, this one's going to come all the way down on a St. Peter stick. They try it around Brzezinski, and he says no once more. Big save there in terms of game momentum. It would have been 3 unanswered very quickly for the Eagles. Instead, it was rejected by Brzezinski, and so it's McClancy through Pizarro once more, setting up in the offensive end. Pizarro tries to shoot in, does, rebound in front. Couldn't be tucked home there by the Crusaders. Eagles 2 at first. This game getting a little stretched out now as the Eagles come through the slot, but it's good stick work by the Crusaders. And it was Olses that was able to break up the pass through the slot. Here comes the Eagles once more, curling toward the slot. Taking a player down was Pizarro, but adjudged to have done it fairly. And so pouring forward are the Crusaders. They'll throw it to some open ice. 2:37 left to go here in the first. It is the Eagles with speed up the right wing. Getting back is Di Vittorio, joined by Pizarro. Di Vittorio poke check, and that puck off the stick of Pizarro will come over to Di Vittorio once more. He tries to leave the zone with it. The Eagles swarm him now, but Pizarro has seen enough. He's going to carry it out himself. Pizarro into the offensive end, gets a cheer from the crowd, carries it into the offensive end. Puck rolls off a stick. The Eagles will take over once more. 125 seconds left to go here in a very entertaining first period as the Crusaders try to level this one up late on in the first. It's the Eagles couldn't clear the zone. Now it's McClancy shooting in. That puck spilled toward the side. The Crusaders had to leave the zone at first. They thought that puck was going to get out of the offensive end. That's why there was nobody back post, but coming all the way across are the Crusaders once more, and they can shoot in just wide of the cage. Coming to the side of the net now are the Crusaders. Eagles there first, though, and it's Di Vittorio keeping it in. Look out. He pulls it back on the backhand in the Ice Monster, and an Eagle able to get in the way of the shot as we tick under 1.5 left to go in the first. Di Vittorio keeps his own, but here come the Eagles. Look out. It's a 2-on-0 break. It's Brzezinski's time, but it was an even better shot by the Eagles to make this a 3-1 game. Brzezinski did very well. He came way out of the crease. He had the glove up on the proper line. It was just an even better shot by the Eagles to turn this into a 3-1 game. And so the Crusaders just that close to tying it up at one end, and a break in the other direction turns this into a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, Brzezinski visibly showing his frustration there in his goal. St. Peter's has been doing a good job kind of bum rushing the net, getting into the slot and trying to get some shots off.
Well, here come the Eagles once more, right back into the offensive end. Oh, it was shut down by Brzezinski. And it was a very similar play to what we saw at the other end of the ice.
I love a good poke check.
Well, and so it was. Active with the pads and the stick is the man between the pipes in black. And now it's Di Vittorio into the offensive end. Carries it deep. And the Eagles try to take over at the end boards. They're going to rack that all the way around, but Olses is going to be there to send it right back in. On the puck is Corso. Tries to send it up to the top of the slot. It's going to miss all sticks on a deflection. And so with 32 seconds left to go, out of his cage is Brzezinski to leave for a defender. And that puck sent all the way out of the McClancy zone to cut down on any quick shot from the near point. Here come the Eagles once more. Up the left wing, they'll stop, turn, and try and hold the zone. But Pizarro was wise to that play. Across come the Eagles to dispossess in the neutral zone. And it's a no-look backhanded pass toward the side of the cage. Shot in. Brzezinski held tight to that post. Wasn't cheating on the push. And he was able to make the save. And now Pizarro able to rack that up to the blue line. And that'll do it for the first period. Well, after one, it was an early Crusaders lead. and then matched by 3 unanswered goals by the Eagles. And so after one, it is St. Peter's 3, McClancy 1. Stick around. We're going to put 15 on the board, do it all over again in just a moment. This is Midnight Sports. All right, here we are back and ready for more. It's a 3-1 hockey game here on the ice. Second period underway as McClancy wins that faceoff. They'll carry it forward through Bizarro into the offensive zone. It's now Bizarro trying to get back on that puck, shooting it in from the corner. And McClancy was looking in front through Rizzo and DiVittorio. That shot goes wide. And so it's Rizzo trying to hold the zone on the far side of the ice, gets spilled, and it will be St. Peter's right back in the other direction. All the way down into the offensive end. It's St. Peter's on the puck, and they work it toward the slot. It was cut out by the Crusaders, but not out of the zone. Fired in once more, and Prozinski able to make the save from that mid-slot shot. Pass hits a skate, and now Bizarro can get to work. All the way across the neutral zone comes Dominic Bizarro into the offensive end. Calling for the puck is Rizzo in the slot. Bizarro gets bodied in the corner. He's able to hold up play, though, long enough for McClancy to get set up. Shot by DiVittorio goes wide. He was looking for a deflection in front, and so the Eagles able to come out of the defensive zone, into the offensive zone. DiVittorio all the way back into his own end to work that puck on up. Pouring forward now is Buras. He's able to work that puck into the offensive end, and the Eagles first to it. They'll skate that up and all the way through the neutral zone. Getting back is DiVittorio, and it'll be the Eagles going offside after the McClancy captain able to poke that puck long enough into the neutral zone that the visitors went offside. 13:27 left to go here in the period of the long change. And so this will be a face-off in the neutral zone just outside McClancy's end. Right in front of the camera well here, the puck is dropped, and the Eagles win that forward and stalk forward. They shoot in. Prozinski able to snap those pillows together and make the save. Follow-up shot goes wanting. The Eagles pick the puck back up at the end boards and try to work it farther forward. But McClancy in the way, near side of the ice. A couple of players in for support. The Crusaders send that all the way down. It'll go for an icing. The Eagles netminder thought about playing that one, but then thought better of it when he saw the official's arm raised. And so we get a stoppage in play with 13:02 remaining to go here in the second period. It'll be a puck drop in McClancy's end. And McClancy looking at a 2-goal deficit here on senior night early on in the second. That puck fired up and out of the zone. It's a 3-on-2 for the Crusaders into the offensive end. They combine there, and they're able to work that puck to the far corner. And then through O'Sullivan, try to get that puck out front. It's a rolling puck that comes all the way across. DiVittorio holds the zone at first. A bit of a miscommunication there from a couple of St. Peter's skaters. Gives the puck right back to DiVittorio. He's going to carry it across center ice and think about shooting it in. Instead, able to keep it on his stick and curl wide of the cage. He goes around a skater, but he gets tripped up by the second defender for St. Peter's. And so it will be McClancy going to their first power play of the day. They were 1 for 1 on the penalty kill early on, and now they'll look to go 1 for 1 on the power play to cut this St. Peter's lead in half in the early going of this middle frame here at World Ice Arena. Well, power play unit number 1 over the boards here. And it's all 4 seniors out there for McClancy. DiVittorio sets up a shot. It was screened, hit a body, went wide, thrown all the way across the zone by McClancy on the follow-up, but it comes up and out. And so all the way across is Prozinski. He's able to move that puck quickly for DiVittorio. And now it's McClancy trying the long stretch pass. Bizarro able to pick up that loose puck at center ice. He'll stalk in on the backhand, tries to round a man, thinks better of it, sets up shop, sends it all the way across, looking for a deflection there. Were the Crusaders through Ulses. And this will be DiVittorio shooting in. That's blockered down. A couple of good looks here. And now it is McClancy working that up to the blue line, deflected on net and saved once more. 3 quick shots here from the Crusaders, fired in once more, deflection on frame, comes back up, snapshot couldn't connect for the Crusaders. The ice monster got in the way, and now it's a break in the other direction, and Prozinski throws the big leg pad out, makes the save. Remember that one if the Crusaders are able to come back in this one, because it was Prozinski against the grain there, threw the big leg out, made the save, and now it will be the Crusaders carrying that through the neutral zone. That was Ulses able to carry it into the offensive end before the Eagles surrounded him. St. Peter's sets up once more. 32 seconds left to go on the man advantage for the Crusaders as they consider a change, but instead this will be St. Peter's coming back in the other direction. There's still 20 seconds left to go here on the penalty kill for the visitors as Bizarro tries to take the puck off his man. Puck rolls up strong side. Bizarro does get it. He's 1-on-1 into the offensive end. Thinks about a screen shot, gets the puck back after the shot. Hand save, throws it to the near side of the ice. He was looking for a one-timer. Shot comes in again. That one rejected from the man between the pipes for the Eagles. It's St. Peter's now, 5-on-5 hockey. They've got a 2-on-1 developing. It turns into a mini break. Shot in. Prozinski says no once again. And DiVittorio able to work that up and out. Crusaders come back into the offensive end. It was a no-look shot there that didn't quite connect for McClancy. The Eagles will set up once more. It's the Crusaders picking that puck up in the offensive end. And then it rolls off a stick, and so it's a break in the other direction for the Eagles. They try to go around Prozinski, throws the leg pad out again and makes a save. And it's a clinic on the breakaways here from the old 7-3 in the pipes as that puck sits at the side of the Crusaders' cage. DiVittorio surveys his options, tries a stretch pass that gets rejected. He gets the puck right back on the backhand. He's able to send a bouncing puck up through the center of the ice. But it'll be the Eagles coming right back into the offensive end. 2-on-1 this time does connect. And it's a goal for St. Peter's. And so just like that, St. Peter's able to extend its lead after Prozinski had rejected several breakaways. It was the 2-on-1 that did the Crusaders in and turned this into a 4-1 hockey game with 9:12 left to go here in the second period. Well, ensuing faceoff will be Corso as the man at the dot. Corso wins that back toward his defenders, but pouring forward are the Eagles. They'll send it over to the near side of the ice and then toward the slot, cut out nicely by the home team there. The Crusaders come forward with the puck. They try to drop it off through the neutral zone. They connect. That puck dumped in. Arm raised, though, for icing. It was on the wrong side of center ice, and so with just under 9 minutes left to go in the second, it'll be a face-off near side of the ice in the McClancy zone. And time enough to say thank you so much for joining us right here for Crusaders Hockey on Midnight Sports. We often say we could do it without you, but we wouldn't. And that is true. Wouldn't do it without having you there to watch this game. And so thanks so much for doing it and all that you do for Crusaders Hockey. All right, it's the Eagles shooting in once more. First shot was rejected by Prozinski, and the deflection carried up over the frame. The Eagles try to set up once more. Crusaders throw it up to the top of the zone, but not out. That deflection goes over into the near corner, and it's the Eagles trying to tilt the ice here with 8:25 left to go in the second. It's been all Eagles in the last couple of minutes now. Bodying a man on the far side is Corso. Throws it toward the slot. Can't connect, though. The Eagles man as the Crusaders bodied on the puck, but they get it up and out of the zone. Take a hit to make a play, the old adage. And it was the home team doing exactly that. Crusaders able to send that puck all the way deep once more. Chasing it down is CHSHL. And it's the Eagles coming away with it for a moment. It's a delayed offside here on the Crusaders, and it's going to be an intentional one per the officials. So this faceoff's going to come all the way down to the McClancy end with 7:51 left to go here in the second period. Nearly halfway through this game, it's been competitive, most certainly. It opened with a Dominic Pizarro goal here on senior night, and the Eagles with 4 unanswered afterwards. And so it's the Crusaders trying to work their way out of this hole right now. It'll be Pizarro at the dot. DiVittorio behind him, Bond in the slot. And winning that puck are the Crusaders, trying to get it up and out on this near side of the ice on the stick of their captain. DiVittorio drop pass on back toward Bond, and he throws that to the neutral zone. It's going to come off a couple of sticks where the Eagles take over. On the forecheck is O'Sullivan as the Eagles try to work that all the way across the ice and do into the offensive end. It's the Eagles dancing, but not dancing past DiVittorio, who's now in business here, working his way forward, joined on the rush by Pizarro. DiVittorio to settle that puck down, and it's saved by the helmet of the St. Peter's man between the pipes. 7:13 left to go here in the second. Offensive zone drop upcoming for the Crusaders. This will be Pizarro at the dot as it's O'Sullivan in the slot, backed up there by DiVittorio. And it's the Eagles on the puck. They work it from the near side to the far of the defensive zone. Across is O'Sullivan to try and hold the zone. Crusaders do. Pizarro in front, shot saved, and that one was scored. Well, it's Pizarro who adds to his tally on the night. And all of a sudden, it's a 4-2 hockey game, and roaring back to life are the McClancy fans in the stands. You love to see it. And the old 0-0 puts his double goal on the board. And so it's the Eagles 4, the Crusaders 2. Onward we play with 6:53 left to go in the second period. The Eagles will take over in their own end. Sullivan again on the forecheck. That puck comes out to the neutral zone, dumped in nicely by the Crusaders to cut out the threat. Tagging up is McClancy on the delayed offside. The Eagles go point to point, and they work it toward the neutral zone. It's now St. Peter's pouring forward on the puck. Top of the far circle, they shoot, and Prozinski able to cover that puck up. He took it up high on the chest protector, able to find it before any Eagles got their stick on it with 6:28 left to go here in the second. It's a face-off in the McClancy end after the Prozinski save. All right, it's Bizarro, far side of the ice to take this drop. And Bizarro gets the quick pass on that far side of the ice, and he'll pour forward into the offensive end. And after scoring 2 goals, the Eagles know to swarm him, and they do that very same thing. It's St. Peter's that wanted a penalty call on the hit in the corner. They're not going to get it now. And the Eagles will have to break out the old-fashioned way. They do. They skate it up the right wing into the offensive end. The Eagles, a wrister goes over the cage, and McClancy looks to set up and get that puck up and out of the zone. In the way are the Eagles. DiVittorio back for the puck. It gets racked all the way around, far side of the ice, thrown toward the slot. And sniffing that one out were the Crusaders, and so Bizarro tries to set up the rush in the other direction. Instead, that puck comes off a skate back into the offensive end. All the way across was Bond to separate a man from the puck. Throwing it off the glass are the Crusaders. Up and forward it goes. It's Ulsis into the offensive end. Shot on goal, blockered aside. But it looks like we're going to get a call here against the Eagles. Saw the gesture for roughing, and so Crusaders down 2, but up a man for the next 2 with 5:25 left to go here in the second period. And there's a good murmur in the crowd here amongst the Crusaders fans. They sense an opportunity here to cut this lead to 1 on the man advantage. Power play unit number 1 over the boards for the Crusaders. All 4 seniors out there on senior night trying to cut this lead in half. Ready is Ulsis at the dot. Behind him, DiVittorio. Puck comes over to the near half wall. It's a stick that goes up and out, and now reaching for it is DiVittorio to cut out any threat from the Eagles on the shorthanded attempt. DiVittorio has to release that puck early, and so all the way down that puck goes, racked off the end boards and shot out of a cannon are the Eagles to get to that puck first, but the Crusaders wise to the threat, and now DiVittorio can skate this out. The captain in full stride all the way into the offensive end, shooting in. That one just over the cage, might have caught a piece of the Eagles netminder. And the Eagles are going to have a breakaway shorthanded chance here. Trying to get back is Ulsis, and it's a huge poke check from Prozinski, and he gets a cheer just from the neutrals here in the rink. And now Bizarro touches it to himself. All the way across is the St. Peter's netminder to get there first. Oh boy, it was Bizarro who had eyes for a hat trick on that one as he had jostled the puck loose, and now DiVittorio can carry that into the offensive end. Comes toward the side of the cage. DiVittorio near side of the ice, spinning, trying to throw that in front. It hits a skate, goes wide. 46 seconds left to go on the man advantage for the Crusaders, and it's Prozinski able to clear that puck on a nice saucered pass out of the zone, and here come the Crusaders right on back. They gain the offensive end. They work it on over toward Ulsis, who fires that in, and jumping on top of it first is the Eagles netminder. And so in an active power play here for the Crusaders with 3:54 left to go in the second, 29 seconds left to go on the man advantage. It's the Crusaders buzzing around the net, and Prozinski doing his job between the home pipes to cut out the shorthanded breakaway. And it's still a 4-2 hockey game as DiVittorio circles with that face-off win. Softly down to Bizarro. Look out, he's got some space. And that shot off a shin guard. Bizarro gets it back to DiVittorio for the one-timer that's deflected wide. It hit a body in front. And now it's the Eagles sending that all the way down. Out of his cage is Prozinski. Surveys his options, and he's going to chop it up to the far side of the ice. A good play from the netminder, and it's a touch pass to Bizarro from Ulsis. Bizarro back in. He picks the shoulder out of the Eagles netminder. Nearly home on the hat trick. Instead, it's the Crusaders who have to clear the zone. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey here. Racking that forward is Bond. Bond drop pass for Bizarro in the slot, no look shot. Saved nicely by the Eagles. And onward we play with 3:04 left to go here in the second. Bizarro all the way across. He was looking for Bond, just a little too hot to handle. Back to Bizarro, wrist shot in, saved, jabbed on net. And Bizarro happy to mix it up and then takes a shot in the back of the head from the Eagles netminder. And this crowd has come to life, as have the Crusaders out there. And we'll see what the paperwork resulting from this one is, as Bizarro took a blocker to the back of the head. You don't see a match penalty called very often, even though in the rule book it should be anytime a blocker is used to punch by a netminder. And getting a cheer on the bench is Bond as he skates on over. And so it looks like just one to the box here for St. Peter's. And so the vaunted McClancy power play that had several good looks in the last 2 minutes, right back out there on the ice with 2:51 remaining to go here in the second. McClancy down 2 goals, but up a skater for the next 2, assuming no more paperwork is to be done. And these fans cannot get enough right here on the near stairwell, cheering right on top of the players. They are loving every single minute of this, and why wouldn't you? As it's McClancy getting set here with power play number 1. Bizarro at the dot. Di Vittorio to his left, backed up there by Olsis. And it's Olsis firing in, able to keep the zone and flicks it on down to Bizarro, who pulls it on the backhand off the wall, stalks inside of the cage. Bizarro sends it across. He was looking for the one-timer, couldn't connect. And so the Crusaders have to reset in the neutral zone. That's exactly what they do, sending it up near side of the ice. The Eagles will take over. They spill the puck there. It's sent right back to the neutral zone. Calmly is Bizarro to shepherd that puck up to Di Vittorio. Di Vittorio turns. He runs with it far side of the ice. Kicks it from the corner to Bizarro at the end boards. Bizarro gets tripped up, and they're going to say incidental contact there. No arm raised. It was the Di Vittorio shot saved by the man in the blue paint wearing the white sweater. And so just an offensive zone draw. The McClancy bench wanted a call there, but the immediate gesture from the official was both players were going for the puck, and so no penalty called. Still 1:19 left to go on the man advantage for the Crusaders. 2:10 left to go in the period. It's Bizarro, clean win all the way back to the far point. That puck sent on frame, jousting in front, but the puck eventually rolls to the corner, and then it hits the side of the cage. Oh, the crowd thought that one was in because the twine rippled on the ice, but it was the wrong side of the twine if you're a Crusaders fan. And so onward we play here as St. Peter's sends that all the way down the ice. They're looking for a trailer. Shot hits the side of the cage. Upending a man was Olsis there. And so the Eagles try to get that puck back, but they can't get past Di Vittorio, who pushes his man to the outside. 42 seconds left to go on the penalty kill for the Eagles, who had possessed the puck there, but now it's Di Vittorio coming across. Getting body position are the Eagles to send that all the way back down. And so it's Olsis trying to pick up this puck in his own end. Eagles first to it, far side of the ice. It's St. Peter's on the puck. Coming across was Bizarro, and he was able to get that puck up and out of the zone. And now gets the return pass from his own blue line. Bizarro into the offensive end, sets up a shot, and he was looking to try and get his own rebound as the shot was deflected to the end boards. It's St. Peter's able to get that puck up and out, and the Eagles try to get toward the side of the cage. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey here as the Eagles have killed off another penalty late on in the second. Puck racked up to the blue line. Carrying forward are the Crusaders now. Di Vittorio takes it across the logo at center ice. Eagles quickly on the puck right in front of the camera well, as it is Olsis who tries to get that puck up and out. Puck just sits against the boards for a moment, but it will be McClancy emerging with it at the logo for a moment. Here come the Eagles once more, all the way into the offensive end. They try to open the wickets of Przezinski, and he is not having it today. Able to make the save. 17 seconds left to go in the second on another mini break there by the Eagles, but it is Przezinski who shut it down immediately. And so just a defensive zone drop for the Crusaders late on in this middle frame as it's Bizarro at the dot. One there by the Eagles. First shot doesn't connect, but the second one drifts in all the way in front. Chipped just wide. Przezinski might have gotten a piece of that. It's the Crusaders trying to carry out the rest of this period in the far corner. 2 seconds and 1. That'll do it for the second period. After 2, it's the Eagles 4, the Crusaders 2. Stick around. We're going to put 15 on the board one last time here on senior night from World Ice Arena. This is Crusaders hockey on Midnight Sports. All right, just about ready to get rolling here for the third period from World Ice Arena. Senior night for the McClancy Crusaders. And it's the Eagles just about to break their huddle at the bench. The Crusaders already back out there. And so we'll see what a roller coaster ride this third period brings. It was all action all the time in the first two periods, and so hopefully we're in for more of the same here from World Ice. All right, a face-off won by the Eagles and carried into their zone. They'll quickly get it out once they saw Bizarro headed toward them. Now the Eagles fake a slapper. They'll shoot high, trying to get Przezinski to sell out low, but the shot goes high of the cage. Crusaders look to get this puck out of their defensive end, and they'll do so off the stick of O'Sullivan. Carrying that puck forward are the Crusaders, but can't quite connect, and so here come the Eagles right back in the other direction. It was a big hit right under the camera getting across. Where are the Eagles? They'll shoot and score to open up this third period with a goal just 37 seconds in. All of a sudden, a 5-2 hockey game here at World Ice as the Eagles making sure to give themselves a comfortable cushion in the early going of this final frame. All right, ensuing faceoff is Bizarro carrying that forward. Joined on the rush by a teammate, comes toward the side of the cage, tries to jab it home near side of the ice. The threat was cut out by the man between the pipes for the Eagles. Fired in once more, this one wide of the cage. It's St. Peter's trying to get this puck up and out. Instead, though, we're going to get a call on the ice as Bizarro was upended in the far corner. And so it looks like the Eagles might be going to the box again here. Early on in the third, they scored a goal, but they'll be down a man for the next two on the call against St. Peter's. Not sure what the gesture was, but might have been tripping all the way across the ice. Just didn't catch the gesture. It's a face-off win by McClancy. They'll fire in. Deflection carries that wide. Chasing it down are the Crusaders near side of the ice. They throw it all the way across. DiVittorio to collect. Far side. He works it back to the near side. Crusaders trying to set up shop once again. They'll take a hit on the near half wall, and it will be the Eagles sending that all the way out. Of course, there's no icing in high school hockey when you're on the penalty kill. And so out of his cage is Brzezinski to throw that all the way around the ice. Bizarro on the forecheck, but here come the Eagles. Brzezinski able to come all the way across and make the save, and it's a big save at that because the Eagles were shorthanded and still will be for the next minute and 27 seconds here at World Ice. 13:30 left to go in this game as Bizarro sets up at the defensive faceoff dot. He wins it to himself, and he'll let his teammates get ahead of him so that he can try and break this puck on out. It's McClancy through Ulses, spinning that into the offensive end, sauced right back out by the Eagles netminder, and now it's Bizarro on the puck into the offensive end, surrounded once more by the Eagles, who will filter that up. Turning is DiVittorio to try and take the puck off his man, and Brzezinski with a huge save on the break. And here can come Bizarro all the way through the neutral zone. 0-0 into the offensive end. The fans want a hat trick, and he tries to shoot for it. It was saved nicely, though, by the Eagles netminder. Onward we play here as it's St. Peter's shooting in. Brzezinski makes that save to the end boards. Puck comes out to the side of the cage, spun out by McClancy. 30 seconds left to go on the man advantage as the Eagles take over once more. It's a puck that sits near side of the ice. Bodying a man there is Bond to try and take the puck from him. It's racked farther forward by Corso, and it'll be the Eagles coming back in the other direction toward the side of the net. They throw it all the way across. We're going to be rejoined by our Biz up here on the mic. He's finished up taking some pictures, and so we can put him back on the mic in a moment when he gets to the broadcast booth. But you may have been wondering why you just had to hear my dulcet tones the whole time during that middle frame. It's because my man has a job to do at ice level. It's now the Eagles coming all the way across, shooting just wide, and they'll have to recollect in the neutral zone. Ralph, you were at ice level. What were you hearing from the teams during what was really just a crazy middle frame?
Oh, I mean, there was a lot of action along the boards there. A little physicality, but, you know, it's all the thing you really can't see maybe on the broadcast is that on ice level, they're kind of laughing at each other. It's a little more lighthearted than seemed, but good fun, good physicality. You know, St. Peter's here still pressing. McClancy trying to keep their way in. I mean, the good part, I guess the bad news is that McClancy's still losing. The good news is that since then, the goalie only let up one goal since first period. So, I mean, again, earning his paycheck here, we just need McClancy to maybe try to turn it around and put a little bit more pressure. Maybe I think they still have the game in hand if they try hard.
Well, I think that's absolutely right, and you never know what the next goal might do to the momentum in this game, especially on a special night like senior night. And so it's McClancy, though, trying to work that puck out of their defensive end. It's going to be near side of the ice, comes up to the top of the slot looking for a one-timer where the Eagles. Pass got handcuffed. All the way across goes Brzezinski. The ensuing shot hits the side of the cage, and so It is a turning Eagles player far side of the ice. They're going to shoot that high of the cage. Eagles still with possession of the puck, though, as we tick toward 10 minutes left to play, 10:15. Right now, the puck will come all the way down. Will it cross the end line? It will, for an icing with 10:08 left to go here in the third period. Defensive zone draw upcoming for McClancy.
We got Devo and Bizarro back on the ice here, hoping to inject a little bit of energy, maybe some pressure along towards the St. Peter's here. See a few tired players.
Well, it's a little bit difficult, I'd say. I'm tired just talking about it up here, so I totally get it. And Ralph, you get that sense when you're at ice level. You know who might be huffing and puffing, and you know who's out there just for a stroll. And so no surprise to know that got a couple of tired skaters for both teams out there on the ice. Under 10 minutes left to play here in the third. The Crusaders able to carry that through the neutral zone, but some good back checking by the Eagles prevents the threat all the way across his Bizarro. They surround him immediately. He flicks the puck forward, and the Eagles will take over near side of the ice. It's the Eagles all the way in through the slot. A nice pass connects there. Look out, wrister, and it's fought off once and twice by the Crusaders. It was Prozinski with a double save. The Eagles have to reset in the neutral zone once more. It's St. Peter's at their own blue line, working that back and forth, but look out, it's a turnover to Bizarro. He's on the backhand, tries to switch it to his forehand. He does, gets held up, snaps a shot, but unfortunately for the Crusaders, right into the glove of the Eagles netminder. Not much of a shooting lane there, Ralph, but as you said, you got to take all the shots you can out there.
Yeah, you miss all the shots you don't take, Colin.
And I think Michael Scott said that. Or was it Wayne Gretzky? Hard to remember. In any event, this will be Bizarro at the dot, near side of the ice. Wins it cleanly to himself off the corner. And the Eagles body him there. No interference call coming as the players locked up. It was spun by the Crusaders toward the slot. Eagles first to it. St. Peter's can come in the other direction. 3-on-2 developing here for St. Peter's. That puck's going to roll harmlessly to the far corner, and DiVittorio able to put it on his stick and flick it up and out of the zone. St. Peter's trying to track this down. He's a foot race with Bizarro. St. Peter's able to get there first. They had a bit of a head start, and so the Eagles send that up and out of the zone. All the way across goes Buras as the Eagles will take over and carry it into the offensive end. Good work by DiVittorio to wash his man out of the play. The Eagles try to hit a trailer on the far side of the ice. They'll get turned by the McClancy man on that side, and they can't tuck it home at the near post as the puck rolls to the end boards. It's the Crusaders trying to get that puck up and out. They find Bizarro at the blue line. He curls with it. He's able to suck in the defender. He gets hooked, and he's going to get the call here because that delay, Ralph, right at the defensive blue line, sucked in the forward from St. Peter's, and Bizarro, with 2 goals to his name, buys a hooking call out there too.
Absolutely. I mean, pretty clear and obvious. Wasn't a hard job for the ref to see. Dominic's been putting a lot of pressure, especially along the neutral zone, kind of zigging and zagging his way in, trying to create some more pressure. But I mean, with 2 goals on the board coming from 0-0, I really think he's good looking for that hat trick here on senior night. You know, it sounds a little selfish, but I get it.
Well, you know, it's if it helps your team, it can't be selfish definitionally, right? No. And so, looks like McClancy's going to call a timeout here on the ice because with 8:07 left to go, staring up at a 3-goal deficit, there's no time like the present to try and cut this one down if they're going to get back into it. And as Sir Alex Ferguson might say, create some squeaky bum time for St. Peter's. They're going to need this to be a goal on this power play upcoming, and so the Crusaders will rest power play unit number 1 here with the timeout to get all 5 skaters on the ice. We'll see if they'll go with the 4 seniors out there on this upcoming power play. And it's been a vaunted power play in this game. They haven't struck on it, but they've had several good chances during their power plays in this game.
Yeah, we definitely want to see some conversion here. I mean, I think it was a good timeout to take. Again, we just spoke about a few minutes earlier. We're seeing a little bit of fatigue settle into the Crusaders here. Good timeout to take, just regroup, Let him catch a breath. Let's figure out a plan. The last thing I want to see is McClancy kind of just giving up the game, missing assignments, and then running up the score. It'll really hamper things, I feel like.
Absolutely. They've played such a competitive game here. You know, they've been short benched for much of it. And, you know, credit to both teams for playing as hard as they've played thus far into the game. You know, we are 37 minutes into this one. And as you can see from all the fans and the posters, it's senior night here. It's a special night. You only get one. And so these fans just absolutely loving it. And so we shall see how this power play goes for the Crusaders.
Yeah.
I should say you only get one senior night. I guess if you do really badly in calculus like I did, you have a chance of having two senior nights.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you want to flunk it on purpose here. Get another crack at it next season. Oh, boy.
I'm not sure you get to celebrate both senior nights. But anyway, it's a break in the other direction. Getting back is DiVittorio, and it's Brzezinski making the save. And so this remains a 3-goal game for now as the Crusaders try to set up on the breakout. They do, getting all the way up into the offensive end is DiVittorio. He shoots, and it's blockered aside, thrown toward the slot. It hits all sticks. Nobody knows where it is. Looks like it may have deflected up into the netting. On top, well, it's in the netting all right, but it's on top of the goal, and so we get a stoppage in play. 7:35 left to go in this third period. 1:28 left to go on the man advantage. It's Bizarro at the dot. Tried to spin it out. Instead, it's going to come up to DiVittorio, who leaves it for Bizarro. He stalks in on the wrister, shoots it, scores! Ralph, you can see what that one means to everybody here in attendance as they celebrated that third goal. It's a Dominic Bizarro hat trick on senior night, and the fans cannot get enough.
Man, he has Bizarro. He was hungry for it. He really wanted that third goal. He went out, he got it. It started from a little flick pass from Devo right by the point. Bizarro just takes the puck, rushes the goaltender, takes a hard shot. I mean, back of the net swollen on that one. So
the only thing tastier than popcorn chicken is a senior night hat trick. And he was hungry for it, and he got it. And if I know Dominic Bizarro, and I do, he wants more.
He definitely wants more.
It's the Eagles now with possession of the puck. They come toward the side of the cage. They try to flick it in, but it was McClancy getting across to cut out the threat. 7:04 remain to go here. Upended were the Crusaders, and onward we play. It's Bizarro into the offensive end. We get a whistle, though, as a McClancy skater has stayed down injured. And so we're going to get a stoppage in play here. There was no call on the play, but of course, you got to stop the game. The health and safety of the players paramount in this. It's all well and good to celebrate the hockey on the ice, but only if the players stay safe. And so we'll pause up here in the broadcast booth for a moment as a McClancy skater remains on the ice.
Yeah, we definitely hope for the health and safety of all the players there. You know, it's a rough game, especially in the corners where it's the most dangerous, but hoping for all good things here. Tough to see in this corner, Colin, sometimes what's going on in that corner of the ice there.
There's no question. It looked like whatever happened was just slightly behind the play. And, you know, the McClancy players on the ice and the McClancy bench all had their arm raised in, well, either calling for a penalty or in disbelief because no arm had gone up from either of the gentlemen wearing stripes. And, of course, as we often say up here in the broadcast booth, there are only two opinions on the ice that matter. And to have one of those opinions that matter, you got to be wearing stripes. And so it looks like this one's just going to go down as incidental contact. but up on the ice is the McClancy skater, and so that is good news. Largely skating off under his own power, but perhaps just moving one leg, getting a little bit of help now, and so you just hope that it's not a serious ankle or leg injury, because that one hurts. And so would love to see the skater back out there on the ice, not because it's so important in the last 6 minutes and 57 seconds that he's out there on the ice, but it would just be an indication of good health there, Ralph, that he's able to get back on the ice. And so we'll keep an eye on that with 6:57 left to go. It's going to be a face-off in the neutral zone. McClancy will get their 5 skaters out there. As we said, there was no call on the play, so it's 5-on-5 hockey here. Under 7 minutes left to go. It's a 2-goal deficit for the Crusaders. And we'll see what they have to offer. It's a clean win by Bizarro. It's sent on down by the Crusaders, picked up by the Eagles. And now, jousting for the puck there was the senior Brett Olsis. And he was able to separate his man from the puck. O'Sullivan tries to play it farther forward. The Eagles come away with it toward the side of the cage. Look out, it's the Eagles stepping over a stick, coming around out front, touching it on net. But the shot didn't quite connect for St. Peter's, and they reset once more. Puck filtered all the way through the slot to the far corner. It's the Crusaders now trying to get that puck up and out. They capture it, send it up to the blue line, but not out as it's dumped in once more. Grabbing it out of the air was Olsis, and he's able to play it to DiVittorio. DiVittorio lines up, shoots in, blocker save. Bizarro picks up, shoots in once more. That's a leg pad save. And so, Ralph, just what you wanted. They're peppering the net right now. Just need to find a way through.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if you fail the first time, try again. It's a good strategy. Just the goalie most of this game has been getting a couple juicy rebounds coming off those goalie pads. So, but you know, keep the puck towards the net, keep it on target. And you never know what could happen, especially this late in the game.
Well, it's McClancy trying to do that, but it'll be the Eagles able to come forward in a 2-on-1. Look out, the Eagles try to dangle and shoot, and it's a glove save and a beaut from Prozinski, who was moving against the direction of the puck. He stayed with the skater, who smartly flicked it on the backhand at the net, but Prozinski able to throw the big leather mitt in the way and cover up, Ralph.
Yeah, you know, whoever's watching on TV right now, probably it doesn't do justice watching it on TV, that save, but that is so difficult, kind of moving towards one side and then the puck going towards the opposite side and kind of sticking your glove out and making a big save like that. Definitely ESPN highlight worthy.
Absolutely. Put it in the top 10 right now. I don't need to see the other 9. This is the Eagles trying to carry the puck forward, but Bizarro, you can tell because a cheer goes up from the crowd. Bizarro rounds a man, shoots in, and that's saved very nicely by St. Peter's. They'll come back in the other direction. It's a break for the Eagles all the way across. They shoot and score. Well, it's a game of inches out there, and those fine margins worked against the Crusaders there with 5:34 left to go. It was Bizarro at one end, shut down by the St. Peter's netminder. And at the other, the Eagles made no doubt about it to turn this into a 6-3 hockey game.
Yeah, big save from the St. Peter's goalminder. That just kind of turned into a quick breakaway for St. Peter's. They wasted no time getting to the other end of the ice. And again, another breakaway. McClancy has to be, 5 minutes left. Let's see if they can minimize any more of those. But it was hurting them all game, and the score proves it.
That's absolutely right. Prozinski's done his best on those, and he's done very well on them. But just too much on that attempt by the Eagles, and they'll hit the side of the cage on the ensuing faceoff and shot. Do the Eagles. Coming out of the zone is DiVittorio. He carries it forward now all the way into the offensive end when a nice poke check separates him from the puck. The Eagles try to reset in the neutral zone. It's St. Peter's all the way into the offensive end. They were looking back post, but the puck was not out there. And so it's Bizarro in a foot race into the offensive end. Does he get hauled down? He does. Should be a penalty shot. It is a penalty shot. Ralph, the most exciting play in hockey coming up next.
Oh, man. I mean, this is what you get when you just keep moving your feet You keep hustling and trying. You gun towards the net. You get a penalty shot here. I mean, boy, we really are getting our money's worth here today.
We absolutely are. You know, they say you pay for the whole seat, but tonight you only need the edge of it, Ralph. As Bizarro stalks out from the bench. Looked like he tried to get the scouting report from his own bench. Got what he needed. And now it's an untimed play. 4:45 left to go in the third period. It's Bizarro already have scored a hat trick on senior night. And now he goes in for the penalty shot. And so here's Bizarro curling around the offensive blue line. He's going to cross the face of the goal on the forehand. Tries to tuck it home, and it's a nice save by the St. Peter's netminder, who doesn't get quite the cheer from the crowd that he wanted, because that is a bunch of McClancy fans over on the near side of the ice. Bizarro got some great elevation on the backhand, but the leather mitt just a little too big to get past, and so this remains a 6-3 hockey game. What a show of sportsmanship, though, from Bizarro there. On his way to the face-off circle, he went and tapped the leg pads of the St. Peter's man in the pipes. And so, Ralph, as you were saying earlier, the players a little more lighthearted than it appears on the broadcast. And great sportsmanship from 00 there to compliment the netminder of St. Peter's on the save on the penalty shot.
I mean, what a nice split save. I haven't seen that since 1996.
I love it. Absolutely love it. All right, well, it's a stoppage in play here as the puck has gone up and out of play. 4:32 left to go in the third. And it's Bizarro winning that face-off forward. The Eagles throw it up off the glass, and it's pumped right back down by the Crusaders, who look to be in good health, by the way. And so onward we play here as McClancy fires that forward across his Bizarro. He loses the stick, though, and so he's going to pick it back up as the Eagles will break out in a 2-on-1. It's the Eagles into the offensive end. A nice back check there by the senior Olsis. And off to the races is McClancy. It's Olsis into the offensive end, being cheered on loudly near side of the ice. The Eagles try to get this puck out of the defensive end. Bodies and sticks flying everywhere in that near corner. DiVittorio pulls it past one man, but not two. And the Eagles able to get that to the neutral zone. Bond collects. He'll drop back into the offensive end. Throws it to Bizarro. Sends it right back to Bond. Shot on goal. Kicked aside by the Eagles netminder. And that puck worked up to the far point, but not out. It's St. Peter's trying to get that puck out once more. Bouncing puck up to the blue line, sticked farther in by Bizarro. And now this will be a puck that's sent in on net, and then finds another McClancy stick to be sent over to the near side of the ice. It's McClancy trying to get a shot on goal, but instead it's a break in the opposite direction. Bizarro tries to get all the way back. Selling out is Prozinski. Can you believe it? It was the last-ditch poke check that kept that puck from going into an open net. McClancy ices the puck afterwards, but Prozinski just putting on a clinic. As you can see on the replay, it was Prozinski with the poke check to his side that kept this a 6-3 hockey game.
Oh man, Colin, one split save and two poke checks this game. I mean, this is like vintage, classic hockey goaltending, and I love every second of it.
Without a doubt. I feel like I'm watching Dominik Hasek out there on the ice with these poke checks. And so it'll be the Crusaders trying to turn that into something. And now flashing the leather, Brzezinski says, I can do it all kinds of ways on the ice. Makes the quick save on the wrister. 2:45 left to go here in the third period.
Well, despite the score, it's been a valiant effort by the McClancy goaltender. He's had to face breakaways. He's had to face one-timers. A lot of close calls, and he came up big despite the score. I tip my hat to him.
There's no question at all. It's been a heck of a game from the man between the pipes, as well as each of the McClancy seniors out there just trying their hearts out. This will be an Eagles 2-on-1 in the opposite direction. They set up the shot. That one goes high up over the cage as the passing lane was cut out very well by the Crusaders. And now that one dumped all the way down. It's Rizzo who had released the puck. He was trying to get across center ice before doing so. He was just short of it. And so it goes for a McClancy icing with 2:05 remaining to go in this game. Maybe time enough, Ralph, to collect your thoughts on senior night.
Oh, I mean,
well, we wish that were a goal, but unfortunately, that's just the soundboard acting up because it's cold here at World Ice.
That was me cursing out the score.
I love it. Got to put that old 7-second delay in for our Biz here when he doesn't like the scoreboard. This is Bizarro trying to filter in just a little bit deeper. We'll get Ralph's thoughts on senior night here in just a second as soon as the action slows down, which it hasn't happened all game. And getting back was McClancy to cut out the threat. That net off its angle, and maybe now we can collect Ralph's thoughts.
I mean, listen, if you were looking for a good back and forth game, little physicality, lots of speed, lots of shots today, then I guess you got what you paid for here. I mean, it was just a great performance, I think, all around from both teams. Good to see a little bit of that lightheartedness out there. Good to see a little bit of that physicality. Excellent performance by both goaltenders. Again, that vintage style, which I love, especially in goaltending. So all around, I'm entertained, Colin.
Without a doubt. Listen, if you could just get Russell Crowe here to ask the question whether or not you're entertained, the answer most certainly would be yes. This has been a heck of a game. Every single player out there can hold his or her head high. And it's now St. Peter's back in the other direction in a 2-on-0 trying to go around Przinski. This time they were able to figure him out, shoot and score with 74 seconds left to go. It's a 7-3 hockey game. It's all academic at this point. Every single player out there has played so hard and candidly so well. And the scoreline, although it's a 4-goal game now, this game felt so much closer during so much of it. Just a moment ago, it was a 5-3 hockey game, and all the momentum was on the side of the Crusaders, as it should be on their home senior night. And so a credit to them for turning this into as competitive a game as they have. And now it's Bizarro trying to even up the scoreboard just a little bit more as he drifts into the offensive zone. Just a minute left to go here from World Ice on the Crusaders senior night. That one's going to go for an icing, but just to finish the earlier thought, other than the scoreline, all 4 seniors for the Crusaders, it's Bizarro, Di Vittorio, Ulsis, and Bond should be very, very happy with everything other than the scoreline, and even the scoreline will be a fleeting memory for them. They can remember quite the night on senior night. All the fans, family in the stands cheering them on. It's Di Vittorio shooting in. He hits the post. Bizarro tries to pull that out of the air to his stick. The Eagles come across. It's Bizarro taking a hit, shot in, gloved and stopped by the Eagles man between the pipes. And so quite a senior night it's been. And Ralph, I can't thank you and DB enough for letting me be a part of it. It's just such a special night, as you were saying, for the families and the players here at World Ice.
Oh, and absolutely, we love to have you. I mean, you are a part of this family, Colin. And a big shout out to all of our viewers out there who are still with us in the dying seconds of this game here. Thank you. Be sure to subscribe, give this video a like. It shows a lot of support, helps us out a lot. And you know what? We saved you a parking spot, basically. So if you're sitting at home watching, it deserves a like because we saved you a parking spot.
That's right. And candidly, it helped us that you didn't come here because there's very little parking out there with the snow. That was a 2-on-1 goal there by the Eagles in the dying moments of this one. It's now officially an 8-3 hockey game, but again, it's all academic at this point. The most important part was senior night, and it's been a heck of a senior night as Bizarro carries that in, shoots just wide of the cage, 15 seconds left to go. But I echo Ralph's thoughts. We can't thank you enough for joining us here on this very special night for families and players. And we could do it without you, but we wouldn't. And we mean that from the heart as St. Peter's tries to touch that in, but the buzzer goes. And so this one's going to end as an 8-3 hockey game. We've gone final from World Ice for Ralph. This has been CDS and Crusaders hockey on Midnight Sports.